So I'll start with this interesting question on data interpretation where some data is missing, right? This is a table where he has talked about 5 different banks and the number of candidates that they had interviewed over 6 different days or 5 different days. But then a lot of data is missing there. However, table has been given along with some raw data. So you have to read that passage which has got the raw data and then fill the gaps. Once you have filled the gaps, you will be able to answer these questions like any other data interpretation question. So let me present this to you all first, right? I think you should spend a couple of minutes trying to find out the missing values, and then we will look at the questions one after the other. So the first question from the session today is on your screens now. This is from missing data interpretation. So here we go. Look at this. Study the following table which shows the data of different nationalized banks which interviewed a certain number of candidates on different days and answer the following questions, right? So if you look at the table here, 5 banks have been mentioned here, right? OBC, BOB, BOI, SBI and PNB, and their data on the number of candidates that they had interviewed from Monday through Saturday, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Saturday. Of course, Friday is missing here, right? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Saturday. So 5 days, 5 banks, and the number of candidates interviewed by each of these banks is given. However, as you can see, some of the values are missing here. So we got to fill those values using the passage given here and then proceed with answering the 5 questions asked, right? So let's start. Now there's no way that you can fill any of these values directly unless, like for example, if you see for OBC, we know that on Monday they interviewed 28, Tuesday it was 30, Wednesday it was 20. The data on Thursday and Saturday is missing here, but total is 135. So we cannot do anything about OBC because two unknown values are there. We'll be able to form only one equation, right? What will that equation be? 28 plus 30 plus 20 plus Thursday's value plus Saturday's value equals to 135. Now one equation in 2 variables cannot be solved, right? So we cannot do about OBC. Same applies to BOB as well, right? In fact, the total also is not given. Same is the case with BOI. 3 values are missing. However, when you look at SBI, only 1 value is missing here. Everything else is given. So in this particular column, since there is only 1 missing value, we can form the equation and find the value, find the answer here, right? So what do? See, 25 plus 25 plus 15 plus this x plus 10 should be equal to 115. Just solve for it. So basically 25 plus 25, 50, 50 plus 15 is 65, 65 plus 10 is 75. So this value will be what? 115 minus 75. What is 115 minus 75? 40. So this is going to be 40. Right? You can just cross verify if you want. 25 and 25 is 50, 40 and 10 is 50, 50 plus 50, 100, plus 15, 115. Balanced. Yes or no? So this is done. Can we do the same for PNB? No. So the only value that we can find out is number of candidates interviewed by SBI on Thursday using the table itself. Now for the rest of the values, we have to go back to the passage. Now look at the passage here. The number of candidates interviewed on Tuesday by BOB is 50% more than the number of candidates interviewed by PNB. So he's talking about Tuesday, right? The day is Tuesday. The number of candidates interviewed on Tuesday by BOB. Now what's the number of candidates interviewed on Tuesday by BOB? 36. So this 36 is 50% more than the number of candidates interviewed by PNB. How many candidates have been interviewed by PNB? Let's assume P. So 36 is 50% more than P. According to the first statement, number of candidates interviewed on Tuesday by BOB is 50% more than the number of candidates interviewed by PNB. So 36, you can replace this data by 36. 36 is 50% more than what? P. 36 is 50% more than P. Which means what? 36 is equal to P plus 50% of P. Yes or no? 50% more than P. So P plus 50% of P, which is 1.5 P. 1.5 P or 3 by 2 P. So basically P comes out to be 36 into 2 by 3. I'm sure you'll do the simplification yourself. 24 will be the value. P should be equal to 24. Yes or no? 24 plus 50% of 24 is 12. 24 plus 12 is 36. That's how we get it. So this is equal to 24. Number of candidates interviewed by PNB is 24. Right? And is 2 more than the number of candidates interviewed by BOI on the same day. And what? And always refers to the first value. So basically it says 36 is 2 more than the number of candidates interviewed by BOI on the same day. What's the number of candidates interviewed by BO on the same day? Let's assume it is B. So 36 is 2 more than B. 36 is 2 more than B. So B should be equal to what? 34. Very simple. Yes or no? 36 is 2 more than the number of candidates interviewed by BOI. Number of candidates interviewed by BOI is 24. 34 plus, 34. 34 plus 2. 36. Or this 36 is 2 more than what? 36 is 2 more than 34. So with this, we have been able to finish the values on Tuesday. All the values on Tuesday. 30, 36, 34, 25 and 24. Let's proceed now. Right? Total number of candidates interviewed on Wednesday and Saturday are equal. Total number of candidates interviewed on Wednesday and Saturday are equal. So total of Wednesday and total of Saturday is equal. Now we cannot use this statement immediately, but let's just keep in mind that total of this row should be equal to the total of this row. Next, BOI interviewed same number of people on Monday and Saturday. BOI, this particular bank, interviewed same number of people on Monday and Saturday. See, both the values are missing here. The number of people interviewed by BO on Monday is same as the number of people interviewed by BO on Saturday. Right? Same number of people on Monday and Saturday, which is 50% less than the number of people it interviewed on Tuesday. Which here refers to what? Which refers to the number of people it interviewed on Saturday and Monday. It is 50% less. 50% less than the number of people it interviewed on Tuesday. How many people did BOI interview on Tuesday? 34. We have already got this value. We know that BOI interviewed 34 people on Tuesday. Now, it also says that number of people interviewed by BOI on Monday and Saturday is equal, and it is 50% less than this. See, 50% less than 34 is how much? 17. 50% less than any value is half of that value. So, half of 34 is 17. So, this is 17. If this is 17, this also would be 17. Done. Yes or no? BOI interviewed same number of people on Monday and Saturday, which is 50% less than the number of people it interviewed on Tuesday. So, 50% of 34 is 17. This is 17. This is also 17. In fact, strictly speaking, even this data is not required. I mean, if you got to understand that this part of the passage is redundant. It is useless. It's not required. Now you may ask me, how do you know that it is useless? How can we find out the values without knowing this point? It's easy to find that out. How can we do that? See, I know that the total number of candidates that BOI has interviewed is 131. We already know 34 plus 45 plus 18 is the values for Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. Then in the previous statement, it said BOI interviewed same number of people on Monday and Saturday. Which means, for the sake of argument, let's assume that this was X. Let's assume the number of candidates it interviewed on Monday was X. Number of candidates it interviewed on Saturday will also be X. Because in the previous statement, it said it interviewed same number of people on Monday and Saturday. Now, if I just neglect this part, this is not required. How can I say this is not required? Because X plus 34 plus 45 plus 18 plus X should be 131. Yes or no? You can check this. You see, X plus 34 plus 45 plus 18 plus X is equal to 131. Can you not solve for X from this one? You can solve for X from this one, right? Let's check that out. See, 45 plus 18 is what? 63. 63 plus 34 is 97. So 2X plus 97 is 131, which means 2X is equal to 34. 2X is equal to 34. If 2X is 34, X will be 17. See, the point that I'm trying to make is some part of the clue given to us is actually not required. It's this statement which I have highlighted in yellow is actually not required. Without this also, we can find the values. And this is what is really required when you're solving questions in the exam, right? Even without using the full data, can you fill it? If you are able to do this, then it shows that you are reading in between the lines. You are not just dependent on what the data is. You can also find out what is the hidden data there, right? Anyways, let's proceed next. Next, what is the statement? The total number of candidates. The total number of candidates interviewed by BOB and PNB on Wednesday was equal. So on Wednesday, BOB and PNB was equal. Wednesday, BOB and PNB was equal. Okay, so both are not known to us. Let's assume this was A. This also will be A. Both were equal, right? Both were equal on Wednesday. BOB and PNB. Next point. Total number of candidates interviewed by PNB on Wednesday was 20% more than the candidates interviewed by SBA on Saturday. Total number of candidates interviewed by PNB on Wednesday. See, PNB on Wednesday is A. This total number of candidates interviewed by PNB on Wednesday is nothing but A. We've already used A here, right? A. the variable A. You can use anything, right? So A was 20% more than the candidates interviewed by SBI on Saturday. What's the candidates interviewed by SBI on Saturday? SBI on Saturday is 10. So A was 20% more than, I can say this is 10. Candidates interviewed by SBI on Saturday is 10. So A was 20% more than 10. What is 20% more than 10? 20% more than 10 is 12. A was 20% more than 10. So A was equal to 12. A will be equal to 12. 20% more than 10. A is 12. If this is 12, this also will be 12 because both are A. Next point. Total number of candidates interviewed by BOB on Monday is 5 more than the number of candidates interviewed by PNB on Tuesday. Now, what's the number of candidates interviewed by PNB on Tuesday? PNB on Tuesday is 24. PNB on Tuesday is 24, right? So 5 more than the number of candidates interviewed by PNB on Tuesday, 24. Now read the statement again. Total number of candidates interviewed by BOB on Monday. BOB on Monday is this value, this particular value. So that is 5 more than 24. This is 5 more than whatever the data here was, but that numerical value of the data is 24. So number of candidates by BOB on Monday is 5 more than 24. 5 more than 24 is how much? 5 plus 24, 29. So this is 29. That's it. Okay, we don't have any clue about these 2 points here. Anyway, did we miss any statement anywhere? Okay, now total anyway we can calculate. PNB's total can be calculated, BOB's total can be calculated. All we have to worry about is how do we get OBC's data for Thursday and Saturday. OBC's data for Thursday and Saturday. Is it given anywhere? OBC for Thursday and Saturday. Okay, this point I think we can use. This point was not used. You see, total number of candidates interviewed on Wednesday and Saturday are equal. Total of Wednesday, this total is equal to total of Saturday. So when you balance these two, you will get this value, OBC on Saturday. And once you get OBC on Saturday, you can find out OBC on Thursday as well because this total is also known to us. You getting it? Oh, we had marked this. You remember, total of these 2 rows is equal. So find it out. What is the total of Wednesday? 20 plus 12, 32. 32 plus 45 is 77. 77 plus 15 is 92. 92 plus 12 is 104. Yes or no? 60, 80 and 24. 104. This total is 104. If Wednesday's total is 104, Saturday's total should also be 104. Now balance it. See, 32 plus 17 is 49. 49 plus 10, 59. 59 plus 26 is 85. 85. 104 minus 85 is 19. Yes or no? You can check it now if you want. 19 plus 32 is 51. 51 plus 17 is 68. 68 plus 10, 78. 78 plus 26 is 104. Done. Now that we have found what is OBC on Saturday, you can also find what is OBC on Thursday. How do we get that? We know the total of OBC over all the days. Balance this now. 28 plus 30, 58. 58 plus 30, so 58 plus 20, 78. 78 plus 19, 97. So 135 minus 97 is 38. You can cross check if you want. 19 and 38 is 57. 57 plus 20. Or 57 plus 50, 107, 107 plus 28 is 135. We've got this. You can also find out the totals of PNB and BOB. You can also find the total of PNB and BOB. I think that we should not do immediately. We should leave this data as it is because you never know if the total of BOB and PNB is required in answering the questions or not. Getting me? These 2 values, will it be required in answering the 5 questions or not is not known to us. So let us not waste our time. Let us not waste our time. Smart students will not waste their time in finding out what these values are. They will find it out only if it is really required in the solutions of any of the questions. Okay. So I think now that we are done, let's just move to the next slide. So I have all these numbers written here in proper font. Of course, totals also have been calculated, but I would recommend not to find out the total of BOB and PNB. Okay. So these are all the values. Let's quickly look at answering the questions now. Okay. Now the question that comes up now is, while you are solving it in the exam, what do? Because the table is on the screen. Here I am very comfortably able to write on the screen itself using whatever technology we use here. But then during the examination, you will not be able to write anything on the computer screen there. So the only way out is to make a table on the piece of rough paper that you have, and don't try to do it very neatly. You will not be awarded any marks for neatness there, right? Make a very quick 5x5 table, 5 banks, 5 days here. Fill in all the values that are already given there properly, and then fill up the missing values. Because this table is very much required in answering each of the questions. Otherwise, you will struggle if you just note down the values randomly somewhere on the sheet of paper. Okay, so make sure that you draw this table on the sheet of paper quickly without without wasting your precious time, and fill up the missing values. All right, let us now look at the questions. So the first question is here on your screens now. The total number of candidates interviewed on Monday is approximately what percent of the number of candidates interviewed on Saturday? So total on Monday is what percent of total on Saturday. This is a standard question on percentages, right? X is what percent of Y. X is what percent of Y? X by Y into 100. Total number of candidates interviewed on Monday is approximately what percent of number of candidates interviewed on Saturday. So find out the total of Monday, total of Saturday by, and then use the formula. So Monday by Saturday into 100. X is what percent of Y? X by Y into 100. So Monday by Saturday into 100. Now what's the total of Monday? Check that quickly. There's no way out. You have to find out the total. There's no shortcut. So find the total. 28 and 29 is 57. 57 and 17 is 74. 74 plus 25 is 99 plus 32 is 131. Yes or no? Check that. Don't commit any errors. If you're finding the addition to be difficult, add only the tens first and then add the unit places. So 20, 20, 40 plus 10, 50 plus 20, 70 plus 30, 100. And then 17 and 7, 24 and 5, 29 into 31. 100 plus 31, 131. Right? Then find the total of Saturday. What is the total of Saturday? 19 and 32, 51, and 17 is 68, 78 and 104. I think this we are already calculated. So it's also important that in the, during a rough calculation, if you have found the total somewhere, you make a note of that as well. You should know that Wednesday and Saturday is already 104 each. It will save over time, right? It will save 10-15 seconds. This is 104. This also is 104. So why do I waste my time? I know this is 104 into 100. Now do the calculation. How do you do it? See, it's simple. I told you that always treat the denominator as 100%. So denominator is 104. We will break 131 as 104 plus 27. 104 plus 27. Because 104 plus 27 is 131. Now why 104 plus 27? Because this will become 100%. 104 by 104 is 100%. Extra is how much? 27. 27 is what percentage of 104? 27 is what percentage of 104? Exactly 25%. Because 27 by 104 is 1 by 4. Sorry, not exactly 25%. 27 into 4 is 108. Yeah, so roughly about 25%. Yes or no? It will be less than 25%. Approximately 25%. Slightly less than 25%. You're getting it? 27 by 104 is about 25%. 27 by 108 is exactly 25%. 27 by 104 will be around 25%. A little more than 25% actually. Yes or no? Little more than 25%. More than 25% or less than 25%? It will be slightly more than 25%. You're getting it? See, 27 by 108 is equal to 1 by 4, which is equal to 25%. Now, actual denominator is 104. Actual denominator, see, this is the exact calculation, 27 by 108. But actual denominator is 104, meaning it is less. Actual denominator is less. If actual denominator is less, actual value will be more or less. You're getting it? If actual denominator is less, actual value will be more. Slightly more than 25%. Slightly more. But now if you look at the options, 105, 110 and 115 are ruled out. Answer should either be 125% or 129%. Which one do you think is correct? See, it will be slightly more, but will it become like 129 or 130%? No. It will not become 129%. I mean, it's very, very close to 25%. You understand? It's all about your numerical skills now. If you think it will be 129%, or if you're not sure, then you'll have to do the complete calculation. Then you'll have to do the precise calculation. Right? But it will be very close to 125 itself, and hence option 2 will be the correct answer. You're getting it? If the actual, see, 27 by 108 is 1 by 4, 25%. Actual denominator is less. When the actual denominator is less, actual value will be more, but slightly more than 125. It will not be so much more that it becomes 129%. Yeah, it will be close to 125, 126%. Again, this is all about your numerical skills. If you're not too sure about this calculation, then you have to do it in a step-by-step manner and get to the exact number. All right, answer is option 2, 125%. Let's move to the next question. The number of candidates interviewed by SBI is what percent of the number of candidates interviewed by OBC? Again, X is what percent of Y? Number of candidates interviewed by SBI. Number of candidates interviewed by SBI is 115. X is what percent of Y? What is Y? The number of candidates interviewed by OBC. How many have been interviewed by OBC? 135. X is what percent of Y? X is what percent of Y? X by Y into 100. X by Y into 100. So 115 by 135 into 100. Now this again, don't waste your time in doing those cancellations. I mean, you can do that, but not required in my view. Not really required. 115 by 135. You can cancel both numerator and denominator by 5. 5 is common there. So what will you get? You'll get like 23 by 27 if you want to. But then with these numbers also you should be able to figure it out. What do you do this time? This 115 should be taken as 135 minus 20. 115, I would take it as 135 minus 20. Now what's the logic here? When 135 minus 20, the denominator is 135. So this 135 in the numerator will represent 100%. 100% minus something. What is that something? 20 by 135. 20 by 135. See, understand, if the denominator is 135, implies 10% is equal to 13.5. 15%, see, for 13.5, 15% will be close to 20. Yes or no? You understand? 13.5 is 10%. So 15% will be what? 13.5 plus half of 13.5. Again, all this should happen randomly and very quickly in your brain. 15% is 10% plus 5%. 10% is 13.5. 5% is half of 13.5. Half of 13.5, which will be like 6.75. 5% is half of 10%. So half of 13.5. Half of 13.5 is 6.75. So 13.5 plus 6.75 is actually 20.25. Very close to 20. So can I say this 20% is approximately 15% here? I mean this 20, not 20%. This 20 value here is approximately 15%? Yes. So 100% minus 15%. Answer should be close to 85%. Option 1, option 3, option 4 and option 5 are wrong, and hence option 2 is the correct answer. See, this numerical skill is very, very important. How do you split the numerator so that you get the answer quickly is the question here. 115 by 135 can also be simplified as 23 by 27. But then what next? Again, you'll have to do the same split and all, right? So instead, do it in the first step itself. It was 115 by 135. What I am suggesting is 115 can be taken as 135 minus 20 by 135 into 100. Now this becomes 100% straight. 20 by 135. So this is the understanding behind that. 10% is 13.5. 5% will be 6.5, 6.75. So 15% will be 13.5 plus 6.5, which is close to 20. So this 20 can be taken as 15%. So 100% minus 15%, 85%. Option 2 would be the answer. Next question. What is the difference between the number of candidates interviewed by SBI and PNB on Monday? Now this is a sitter. SBI and PNB. What's the difference? 7 is the difference. Option 5, none of this. Right? Number of candidates interviewed by SBI and PNB on Monday. 25 and 32, the difference is 7. Next question. What is the total number of candidates interviewed by SBI and PNB? What's the total number of candidates interviewed by SBI and PNB? See, total of SBI is 115. Total of PNB is 108. The total of these two. So that will be 223. 223, option 3 will be the answer. Right? And the last one for this data. Among the total number of candidates interviewed on Thursday. Total of Thursday. What is the approximate percentage of candidates interviewed by SBI? See, number of candidates interviewed by SBI is 40. What is the total of Thursday, by the way? Find out the total of Thursday. Do we have the total of Thursday already? No, we don't have the total of Thursday anyway, right? Yeah, we do not know the total of Thursday. So check the total of Thursday. Total of Thursday. 38 and 25 is 63. 63 and 18 is 81. 81 and 40 is 121. 121 and 14 is 135. 135. Yes or no? Check it once again if you want, right? 65 and this is 56. So 121 and 14, 135, yes. So among the total number of candidates interviewed on Thursday, so basically among 135, what is the approximate percentage of 40? So 40 is what percentage of 135? Like, you're getting it? Similar again, x is what percent of y? X by y into 100, right? X by y into 100. So here this time it should be 40 by 135 into 100. Very simple again. Don't do cancellation. 5 into 8, 5 into 27. That's a waste of time. The simple point is 10% is equal to 13.5. Yes or no? 10% is 13.5. What will be 30%? 30% will be 40.5 into 3 into 3. 10% into 3 is 30%. 13.5 into 3. So 39 plus 1.5, 40.5. What's the numerator? 40. Is it not very close to 40.5? Yes. So should the answer not be close to 30%? Yes. Now which option is close to 30% here? Approximately option 1 itself. All are out of the range. Very, very close to 30%, right? 40.5 and 40, there's hardly a difference. So option 1, 30 is the answer for this question. So as you can see, answering these 5 questions is very easy. What may take some time is filling up the values. Once you are done with filling up the values, it's just about those simple calculations, right? Mostly if you see 3 of the questions asked here where x is what percentage of y type of questions. So x by y into 100 would be the answer. Kshitish, among the total number of candidates interviewed on Thursday, among the candidates who were interviewed on Thursday, what is the approximate percentage of candidates interviewed by SBI? It's not total of SBI. You should not take 150 in there. The data is for Thursday. Don't get confused there. Among the total number of candidates interviewed on Thursday. So total interviewed on Thursday were 135. Among these 135 candidates, how many were interviewed by SBI? Only 40. So what is that percentage is the question here. Alright.